Everyone remembers their first video game console. Whether it was at home or portable, Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft, we all look back to those years as the good old days. For me and my sister, my parents weren't so keen on video games, and thought it was just a waste of time and money, but they eventually ended up lightening up on the topic. And on Christmas of 2011, I got my first console, the Nintendo Wii. Coming with the console was 2 controllers, Super Mario Bros. Wii, and a separate game. And now, coming to the realization of it, it was a game that impacted my life for the better.
We've reached our jump altitude of 13,000 feet. Prepare to jump. Okay, here we go.
I don't believe any sports simulation game has entertained me as well brought people closer in a competitive way than Wii Sports Resort. There's something special about it that will always bring you back to the game. Whether it was the game design, the variety of mini-games, or playing with others, or even playing solo. It's a well-developed game that you can present to the most non-athletic people and have a wild experience with. Wii Sports Resort didn't really have an objective or any goals. It was only about having a good time, except if you're just losing. Over and over and over again. Okay, I was really competitive playing this game. Wii Sports Resort was a sequel to the original Wii Sports, which didn't implement 3 games that were on the original. Dick move, Nintendo! And I believe the game was probably the most played game out of my family and I. Literally everyone had it. Myself, my neighbors, my cousins on my mom's side, my cousins on my dad's side. Hell, even homeless Tom held on to his after the divorce. What's up, Tom? Yo, back to the point. This game was fucking amazing. Booting the game up for the first time, you're about to throw yourself out of a plane, then boom, the view of the beautiful Wuhu Island. It's just a nostalgic experience I would love to relive once more. I don't know about you, but the way the game looked was incredible to me. It was very simple, to the vibrant colors, having great scenery, and just look at those cute little Miis. Except that one. I don't know what the fuck that is. The main menu was the place where decisions had to be made. 12 sports and many more within each category. And I bet y'all can agree with me which one was the go-to. One of the most boring sports in real life, but on here, you are a god. Every time I booted up Sports Resort, this was the first game to go to. Even though you're doing a simple 1-2 motion, there was a certain angle, a certain rhythm you had to put yourself in to get a strike after, oh, hey look, a turkey. This minigame you could take seriously, or you can just fuck around. And by all means, I loved doing that. Feeling a bit aggressive, that's what Swordplay is for. Either the choice of duels, speed slice, and showdown. My personal favorite has to be... This game mode was the shit. Being the only one having to fight an assortment of challengers, all leading down to the head honcho. And you just got to admit, whacking every Mii character was insanely entertaining. Now, I could talk about every other sport this way. Basketball, ping pong, frisbee, golf, frisbee golf, and why they're perfectly made, but that would just have my video length quadrupled and I wouldn't be doing justice to Wii Sports Resort without discussing how gorgeous its soundtrack is. And by soundtrack, I only mean the intro, main menu, and the bowling songs, followed along with 30 to 40 second transition music. It's disappointing how the soundtrack isn't fulfilled to what other Wii games have, but I can see why they did it now. The opening and the main menu theme are the perfect songs and I wouldn't trade them for anything else. The transitions itself could have been full-length songs, and I would have used those songs to work out at the gym with, but I can see why they were kept the length that they were. Playing the sports, it's not really about music. There's a whole separate game for that. It's not about music. The point in the beginning is to get you hyped up, ready to play whatever sport you're playing, and in the end, give you that dopamine of accomplishment, or let you know that you lost. And don't forget about the bowling alley. The way this piece of music is composed, the piano and its reverb, the bells, drums, and flute, I feel in the right setting, ready to knock down some pins. All made possible by this guy. which also composed many other Wii soundtracks. In my opinion, playing any sports game, there's one rule, and that's making the game feel realistic as possible. And Sports Resort did just that. Using the remote alone or adding the nunchucks, it just enhances the experience tenfold. Simulating the motion of shooting a basketball, hitting a ping pong ball, throwing a frisbee, scoring a birdie, drawing back an arrow, assaulting another, or even riding a bike. Wait, that ain't right. I'm kidding, but you get the point. Nintendo did everything they could to simulate the experience of each individual sport, and in my opinion, they did an outstanding job at it. This game has so much potential playing solo. You can relax, playing sports and progressing an experience, collecting the island badges, unlocking the variety of in-game secrets, and if you know, there are a lot of those in each simulation. Archery and hitting the variety of foods, swordplay, unlocking bonus levels and removal of platforms, the variety of Easter eggs by holding 1 or 2 on the controller, the different colored bowling balls using the D-pad, and this little trick too. And right as you're getting to max XP, there's Matt. And if you know about Matt, you know that it's impossible to win against this guy. But the one game that's the most relaxing for me, the simulation I put countless hours into, has to be Playing this is the equivalent to an aerial sandbox, with the goal of locating every landmark icon on the island. This simulation has entertained me a lot in the time I played it. My only gripe with it, then and now, is the 5-minute timer. Again, fuck you, Nintendo! In all seriousness though, I'm a kid who loves airplanes. Playing this sport in the past and recently, this sport still exceeds my expectations. Just soaring in the sky either with a single or double passenger plane, flying toward Wedge Island while shaking your remote forward multiple times just to fly around it a bit longer. Flying as high as you can, then doing a massive dive bomb, getting that sweet bird's eye view of Wuhu Island, or flying around enjoying the scenery. This island fascinates me just because of the work that has been put into it, and I'm talking about the small features that bring the island to life. The icons and the lore that builds up around it, the ant-sized Miis throughout the island, the balloon popping, the moving of cars, boats, hot air balloons, and even other planes flying, and that big-ass blimp. Even to the smallest features of the animations of water, dust, and leaves when you're interacting with any of those terrains. As well, my favorite part is when you crash the plane.
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
But Sports Resort has always been a shared experience for me. Every time friends or family were over, this bad boy was the first game to get plopped in the disc tray.
Oh yeah, get it in there, baby. Get it in there, baby.
What matters to me most is the experiences I've shared with numerous people playing an assortment of sports. And each of us, especially my cousins, were highly competitive. Every summer, Thanksgiving, Christmas, being at my house, their houses, or our grandparents, we got in our little group, stashed ourselves in the back room, and gamed. We screamed our lungs out in triumph or defeat, pushing ourselves to win each game for bragging rights, as well bonded through our love for one simple sports simulation game. Wii Sports Resort has undoubtedly shaped me into the person I am today, being extremely competitive as well showing real sportsmanship, in-game or IRL. Today, the genre of sports games are monopolized by EA, making you pay $50 plus for each individual game. No thanks, EA. As much as I love your games, wait, all these games are dog shit. I'll stick with my Wii Sports Resort, even though it doesn't have tennis, baseball, or boxing. Like seriously, Nintendo, you better make a Sports Resort 2 with every single existing sport. Every single existing sport!